Hi y'all. Hi everybody. It's Brenda here. Welcome back to Lady Overall. If you're new here, consider subscribing so that you can become part of our growing family. In today's video, I talk about the God of relationship and not religion. So if you'd like to hear more, then definitely stay tuned. Just a little bit of a history about where I'm coming from. So I grew up. I was introduced to God at a fairly young age. We used to go to church. I grew up in the church. I mean, Sunday school from a young age, and my parents introduced us to God at a young ages. I remember having Bible study at home and my father leading the Bible study. For me, it became a religion kind of thing, like Sunday going to church, talking to God only on a Sunday kind of became a religion. I mean, we used to have Bible study and all at home, but I don't know, I just neglected to, over the years, to actually have my own personal relationship with God, independent from my parents. And I remember when they used to tell us about all the things that God had done for the family, how He came through for us, how He provided, how He won this battle and that battle. I remember I used to get so excited. I'm like, yeah, God is so amazing. This God is so amazing. Look at what He's doing. But I was seeing Him through the eyes or through the lens of my parents. I mean, He was doing so much for us, and I knew there's a God. But for me, from what I could put together from the church, He was painted as this God that is unapproachable. He seemed like a God who was far away. He seemed like a God who is just full of rules and regulations, and He just wants you not to do this and not to do that. He really seemed like a serious God, So this is the image that I had of Him over the years. So as life happened, it became religion for me. I mean, spend those a few hours at church, and put Him back up on the shelf. He was only talked to when maybe I'm in trouble. There was no sense of like a relationship there. It was all religion. I was just doing it because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what a good Christian does. You go to church on Sunday, and that's it. So growing up, that was what it was like for me. And life happened, and naturally, I didn't have a relationship with Him because I didn't know Him as a God of relationship. But when He started pursuing me, after I had come to the end of my rope in my life, after I had messed up, I found myself in a dark place. I messed up. I didn't know what to do, where to go, and I surrendered and I said, God, I know that You're there, and I know that You are real, and I know that You are there. I need Your help. I'm gonna stay here. And I was literally at the end of my rope, and that after God had been pursuing me for years, guys. God had been pursuing me for years, but I couldn't hear Him because I was so busy with life. I thought I knew what to do in life. I thought I had it all figured out. I was going to do this life by myself in my own strength. I didn't see the need of inviting God in it, and I decided to do life. And naturally, I failed miserably so. And it was when I was calling upon His name one day, and after everything had quietened down, and I found myself in guys, it was hectic, in a very dark place. And I called upon His name, and He answered, and I was so relieved. And it was then that He started to teach me that He is not a God of religion. He is a God of relationship. He reintroduced Himself to me as Father. We read the Bible that He's our Father and all that, but I think it doesn't register. Like for me, it didn't register this the entire while up until that day where he reintroduced himself to me as Father. That at the heart of it all, yes, he was God. Yes, he created the universe and the world, and he holds everything together with the power of his word. But more than that, he is a Father that just loved me to death. Literally, he loved me to death. And he just wanted me to know him as a Father. Just like an earthly father, our Heavenly Father cares about every detail of our lives. He just wants to have a say in our lives. He wants to guide us. He wants us to be acclimatized to his voice. He wants us to know his voice so that he can guide us. Because life is a maze, guys. Life is hard. Life is full of problems. It's full of pride. It is though. And he just wants to give us direction, honestly. He wants to stop us from going down roads that are gonna mess us up and lead us down the wrong paths. And when I understood his heart of being a father, and those of you that are fortunate enough to have fathers, you know that your father wants you to speak to him about your life. He doesn't want you to just ignore him. He wants you to heed to his advice, because there's some stuff that he's gone through that he knows better, and he sometimes he says no to things because he knows what's behind the door. And it's the same with our Heavenly Father. He knows that this is not gonna end well for you, and sometimes he'll block things for us. Sometimes he'll say no, because there's no parent that will say yes to every single thing that a child asks. That's being irresponsible. And that's when he, as I said, he reintroduced himself as a father, and that's when I began a personal relationship with him. That's when I began to spend time in his word, in his presence, just reading about him. And that's when things actually turned around for me. That's when I could now say, this God is personal. This God is really one of relationship. He just loves me so much that he just wants to know what's going on in my life, and he wants me to seek him, to come and speak to him about what's bothering me and about my plans. Because I can have as many plans as I want, but God knows best. And at the end of the day, his will is going to prevail. And he just started to make me understand his love for me. And that changed everything. And now I can actually, I have testimonies of my own now, because I have developed a personal relationship with him. It's no longer testimonies of my parents, but I've got testimonies of my own, of what he's done. The God that I speak about on this platform is not one that I heard in church. This is one that I am walking with. This is one that has been pursuing me for so long. This is one that has won so many battles on my behalf. This is one that has done so much. And only now do I understand his heart to say, I mean, how it grieves him that we ignore him. How it must grieve him that he tries to speak to us, but we ignore him. It must be heartbreaking. And from that stance, I became very intentional about knowing him, about spending time with him. And it's very important for you to actually be intentional about it. It's not going to happen automatically. No, you need to be disciplined. You need to set some time aside to sit in his presence, to hear what he has to say. And this is not a Sunday. It ruined my Sunday relationship. I mean, like that went out the window. This is an everyday thing. I encourage you to make time, set some time aside. You don't have to start big. You can start small, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, just to be in prayer, in his word. And like the more you do it, the more you're going to get used to it. And the more that time is going to become short, because when you're in his presence, whew, time just goes, you know. And at first it's going to be hard. But consistency is everything. It's key. You just find that, you know, an hour has gone by and you don't even know what happened. But when he begins to speak and when he begins to reveal things, there's no time in his presence, just time disappears. So I just want to encourage you that throw away those beliefs that God is one of religion. He wants to reintroduce himself to you as a God of relationship. He has always been one of relationship. I mean, in the garden, he created man to be in relationship with him up until a man heeded the voice of the enemy and just spoiled the plan. But God didn't stop there. Even after man fell and he disobeyed, God still had another plan to restore that relationship through Jesus, you know, when he came and he died in our place. So he's always been a God of relationship. He was with Adam in the garden. I mean, it was, I can just imagine how beautiful it was, where God was walking in the garden, where there was just no, it must have been such a beautiful thing. And that's what he wants with us. He wants to form a relationship where we're inviting him into our plans. We don't plan before inviting him. We invite him first and then we plan. That's what he wants. He wants to have a say. He wants to guide us. He's just full of love. He is love. He's the personification of love. And he longs for his daughters to just know his heart, the heart of a father. I just wanted to encourage somebody with that he is one of relationship and he loves you. If you found this video insightful, please hit the thumbs up button or leave a comment, share it with somebody else and help me spread this word. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so and join this growing family. Remember that you are valued and loved by the Creator, and He loves you so much. Until next time, bye.